Welcome to IDC's Technology and Digital Transformation Thought Leadership Series. I'm Raymond Quinones, representing IDC's APEJ Imaging, Printing, and Document Solutions Group. And for the next few minutes, I'll be taking you through advancements in the APEJ printing market and the role it plays in the digital economy. Digital transformation has impacted just about every industry in today's marketplace. Companies need an optimized end-to-end digital strategy to competitively compete in today's highly competitive markets. Customers are expecting more tailored solutions delivered real-time, and successful companies need to adapt accordingly. This digital transformation has also impacted the production printing marketplace as well, from the digitization of workflows and processes to the design and functionality of the output devices themselves. It is imperative for a successful enterprise to understand the changing dynamics within this digital transformation to ensure that they have a place in the new era of production printing. As a whole, the printed peripheral market is declining. There are a couple ways to handle this situation: adopt a strategy of managed decline, or try to find pockets of opportunities that can sustain growth. With the advent of digitization, and more specifically, the digitization of the production processes as it relates to the production printing segment of the printer industry, there have been few bright spots that are leading to more sustainability. More specifically, there has been a lackluster migration on print volume from the conventional offset printing market. There has been some success with the print-on-demand type applications, but not enough to sustain long-term growth. With this in mind, vendors at the higher end of the digital production printer space have successfully focused on short-run, customized applications within the industrial printing space. This space consists of labels, packaging, and textiles. At a recent launch event in Singapore, Konica Minolta stated that they estimate the market potential for industrial printing should reach $450 billion globally versus $390 billion for commercial printing. Konica Minolta also went on to say that currently digital production devices only account for 5% of this total. Taking this into account, there is tremendous opportunity for growth in this sector. Also, digital production continuous fed devices are synonymous with the ability to meet the demand for short-run customized applications in the industrial space. Print service providers in Asia Pacific have noted an increase in customized smaller print volume orders, which tend to have variable data and quick turnaround requirements, something traditional offset printing equipment does not satisfy. Currently, Asia Pacific is realizing double-digit growth in the continuous fed production equipment segment, with China leading the charge at 80% year over year. One vendor that has been on the forefront of the developing opportunities with the label and packaging market has been HP with their Indigo line. The result has been tremendous success with their Indigo WS4500 and WS6800 models. This is something that other equipment manufacturers have taken note of and have focused on increasing their offerings in this segment. With additional focus and offerings, the industrial printing segment, by definition, continuous fed production devices, should see incremental growth for the foreseeable future. As one can see from the charts on this slide, the production printing market in Asia Pacific has been flat for the past few years. What is interesting to note, though, is the different contributing segments of the production printing market have dramatically changed during this time frame. This is due to the following. Firstly, new environmental regulations in some developing countries regarding toxicity of offset inks. Secondly, increased demand for personalization in the industrial printing sector. This includes labels, packaging, and textiles, and the increased functionality in mid-range production printing equipment themselves. Environmental regulations have strengthened in developing countries such as China, so there's been a slight shift in how print service providers are producing output. UV printing technology is a growing trend. Instead of having solvents in the ink that evaporate into the air and absorb into the paper, UV inks dry through a photomechanical process. This method, printers can work in a clean environment. By definition, digital printing lends itself to this process. As stated previously, the industrial printing applications have changed up the dynamics of the market significantly over the past few years, with tremendous growth potential in the near future. Another area that has seen a dramatic shift has been the lower end of the production printer space. The reason for this has been twofold. Firstly, smaller print service providers have evolved and consolidated in mid-sized organizations with more demand for short-run color jobs. Secondly, there has been an increase in functionality in the light production segment that enables print service providers to capture print jobs that are more complex in nature without the major investments needed to acquire additional offline equipment. Products in the 60 to 79 page per minute color segment are normally found in smaller print for pay environments. As they evolve and grow, their needs change as they accumulate clients and print volume. With the maturing of developing nations' print service providers in the AP region, most notably China, the trend has been a shift in demand for equipment in the entry light production segment to the light production segment, or the 80 to 100 page per minute speed band. In addition to this, new smaller print for pay establishments who are left to compete on a cost basis are purchasing second-hand devices in the entry light segment, thus reducing the overall market demand in the short term for new equipment in this segment. Another trend has been the migration of smaller print for pay establishments towards a centralized printing concept, which in order to control cost, printing is fulfilled in a centralized print center location. This trend necessitates larger equipment to accommodate the increased volume requirements. This case can clearly be seen in Hong Kong, where PSPs have migrated across the border to China to lower overall production costs and take advantage of synergies. Finally, in the past few years, production printer manufacturers have increased the feature set found on the light production segment to include functions that normally require offline accessories or are found on more costly options. PSPs have realized that by switching to light production equipment, they can offer their clients more options in terms of customized applications and thus realize incremental profits. One clear example of this is found on the Ricoh 7100 series production device. They have added a fifth color station in addition to the standard CMYK that can print clear and white ink, thus increasing the offerings that they can provide to their customers. With all the change going on in the production printing segment of the market, it was necessary for IDC to create a category of its own for production printing. This will enable IDC to provide more relevant and specific insights into a market segment that has one of the greatest potentials for growth, especially when including industrial printing. Since customization and customer-centric individualization are key trends in this segment, it is necessary to further define the market with newer capabilities offered by the current product offerings. Some examples of the key additional product functionalities that are driving this need are variable data requirements, additional color stations, foiling, 3D effects, and true end-to-end digitization by way of web-to-print and streamlined workflow offerings. These additional feature sets necessitate the need to redefine the production printer market into something more relevant to today's market offerings and end customer requirements. Here you will find IDC's new product classifications by product segment as it relates to the entire production printing market. As you can see, IDC's new definitions lends itself to better understanding of the dynamics of the Asia-Pacific market and will help better position organizations to take advantage of growth opportunities throughout the region. The production classifications can be broken down into three major sections: monochrome, which includes highlight color, cut sheet color, and continuous fed or roll fed offerings. Within these sections there have been new updates as well, such as color proofing in the production environment. These will help with data selection so as to better understand the true trends within the AP marketplace. In order to help IDC customers maximize the full potential that the production printing environment has to offer, IDC currently offers consultation, research, and advisory services you need to take you from where you are to where you need to be. More specifically, IDC offers production printer tracker, IDC market reports, custom market surveys. We offer speaking engagements, production printer consulting, as well as case studies highlighting successful completion of a profitable digital transformation. For more information on IDC's production printing initiatives, please feel free to touch base with your IDC account manager or Ray Quinones from IDC. Thanks for your attention today, and check out the rest of our videos in our IDC Technology and Digital Transformation Thought Leadership series.